All right, welcome back. Just a quick status update on the timing chain. We have got the timing cover completely off. Still have a little gasket surface cleaning to do. We have new guide rails. We have new caps for the timing adjusters up there. Also have a new wheel cooler to go on there and new O-rings, Porsche only O-rings on those. And we have extracted the bolt that was up here in the corner successfully, which was a little bit of a worry. Pardon the messy bench, but there we go. There's your, I call it the $10,000 bolt because that's apparently what some Porsche dealers will quote you to do a timing cover, a timing chain replacement. It was caused by the oil leak coming from that broken bolt. I also believe I had an oil cooler leak as well. I just show some signs down there. And then also we're doing the water pump while we're in here, simply because I believe that was leaking or poorly installed with a little bit of Permatex there, but we have a rip in the gasket here. Don't think that happened when I took it apart, but I suppose it's possible. Additionally, we have new timing cover bolts, the new steel bolts that replace the aluminum bolts. Give you the part number on those, which is N91097101. That's the number from the bulletin. If you are to buy these, do not buy them from Porsche. Buy them from your local Volkswagen dealer. They are 1/3 of the cost. And of course, they are steel. As you can see, they can be picked up with a magnet. When you use those, you do want to use these washers. And part number there, 999-025-193-30. And you want to use one of these washers everywhere you use one of those steel bolts. The other bolts in the timing cover, which don't break, I think there are 2 of these in there. I bought 3 just in case I had trouble. Those are 999-073-91331. They're an 8mm by 55mm bolt. And last but not least, bought 9 of these. I think it takes 7. They are a 6 by 55mm bolt. Part number 999-073-91431. And the OEM obviously tells you I got that from Pelican Parts, because I could not find an equivalent at the local Volkswagen dealership. Additionally, upon disassembly, you're going to want to do something like this. Now, this is my way. May not be the way for everybody to do it. Obviously, I destroyed one of the gaskets coming out. They're not being reused anyway. But this gives you the location because there are 3 or 4 different size bolts, and they are all being replaced. You need to know what goes where. And this type of map, I just did this on a piece of fiberboard. Will help you to put things back where they go. So anyway, that's a quick little 5-minute update. I thought about setting the camera up and just letting it run while I pull the timing chain off. I still may do that, but there won't be any commentary, and it'll all be fast motion because I just cannot do this job and make commentary on a video at the same time. Just not that way. So I'm trying to give you as much information as I can as I go along. Also, anybody that's done this job, tell me. I have a purple tensioner in there that does not seem to me to be a Porsche part. I was kind of wondering if maybe this job has been done once already. 117,000 miles on the clock, so It's not out of the question that it would have been done, but I just want to know your thoughts on that purple tensioner. I haven't looked into it too far. I've got other things to do, but that's what I found. I do have a replacement tensioner. We're not reusing that. We're not reusing the guides, and we're not reusing the chain. One other thing, very important to note. When you take the crank pulley off of the engine, you will be spinning the bolt counterclockwise, lefty-loosey, as they say. When you are doing that, you do run the risk of that crankshaft turning just slightly, even if it's pinned. It's such a great amount of torque that's required to remove that you may actually make the pin go a little crooked. When you do that, you could be loosening up your timing chain on the driver's side by half a tooth. And a half a tooth may turn into a full tooth when you go to install the chain. When I was looking at this after I'd removed everything, I noticed that, you expect to see the slack in the timing chain on this side because that's where the tensioner goes. It goes right behind here in the case. What you don't expect to see is slack on this side. This camshaft's locked down, these camshafts are locked down, and the crank is locked down. So there should have been no movement from that pulley clear across to the bottom of the crankshaft. The only slack should be between this pulley, that camshaft, and the crank pulley. I had some slack here, so I grabbed the crank pulley, slid it back on, and I noticed that the timing mark was off, and still may be off a couple of degrees. I won't know until I actually have the timing cover on there, because that pin slides into a slot on the timing cover. So what I did was simply hand rotated it back so that it was tight without, obviously these camshafts aren't moving. They got a 1-inch steel bar holding them in place, so they're not going anywhere. And I was able to bring the tension back to this side and put it back over here where it belongs. And I have a tight chain between here and here. And we have all of our slack right here. So I believe I narrowly missed a disaster there. Just a little tip for you if you're doing your own one. So we'll go forward with this, and I thank you for watching.